Maba susumba fue mabo. Eja mami wintie. Mami mfiasi orofo ya somimu. Fami kodu zono fue somimu. Mabo obafue mabo. Mabo nyami bafue mabo. Eya mami wintie. Mami mfiasi orofo ya somimu. Fami kodu zono bafue somimu. Oh. Somimu bafue somimu. Somimu sunsun bafue somimu. Eya mami wintie. Mami nfiasi bafue ya somimu. Ah, fami kodu zono bafue somimu. Hey. Somimu bafue somimu. Somimu nyami bafue somimu. Eya mami wintie. Yademana. Ah, dem. Mami nfiasi bafue ya somimu. Fami kodu zono bafue somimu. Yemboja. Good evening. Ghana for good evening. Let's go. Massive shouts going out to Bia about online Bia just feeling it cause Bia in a more professional and digital way. Kojovi! Hi! Ayeye. Mabo, abafue, mabo, nyame bafue, mabo. Oh! Eya mami wintie. Mami nfiase obafue ya somimu. Fami kodru sono obafue somimu. Somimu, obafue somimu. Somimu nyame bafue somimu. Eya mami wintie. Mami nfiase obafue ya somimu. Ah, fami kodru sono obafue somimu. Kai! Energy. E for energy. E for energy. E for entertainment. E for everything. E for Eve. E for Eve. E asem ne yake. Mi o comment section wa E fa E ma me letter. Letter E no fa ma me word bi. Mami word bi say see letter E no mami word bi say see letter E nim. E for day. Hey Mike, E for day. E for what? Elephant. Nana totromo twa hine E for day. E for day. Example. Hey, that says E for day. Ah, E for it. Ampa. E for it. Oh yes. Kojovi also shout out to the production team. Omu nyina gina mu ha in a more professional way. Now I feel it. Hey, see E for them. E for economy. Economy. Yes. But and then for the purposes of a conversation, E for everything because I start here from beer. Now for your beam at highway so. Past week, you know. In some way see womo doso, but I'm starting free here. Kojovi E for E switch. Oh my God. E for economy. Sports cry inim meboa. SPORTS sports inim. Basenka iwo mu de anka hona nka start here free. Massive shouts going out to Obia wa BMBia mama samba no. Austin General me chiao. Titus Aite me chiao. E for exclusive, E for Basa eliminated, nyambe tuauka pa, nyambe tuauka. Omu ye film na here dey. Unim say nyame atua Atletico Madrid for ka. Production my feedback in from my feedback in from. Kill feedback in mami. Nyame atua Real Sociedad Atletico for ka ma Real Sociedad assure magic Copa del Rey from nsem. Me see they are going home trophyless because touch not my anointed. Asema ye catcher wa went you know. Asema ye catcher Atletico Madrid that went you know. Yesi wa maunia ncha nkura untwa du. Se wa maunia encha nkura untwa du. Nti uma unua twa 9. Se de be ya obetime twa 10. Wa maunia ntwa 9 no. Nti 10 pa se obetwa de lalai. So wo de asi. The trophy bia ni wa Atletico Madrid benya. Madumi omon madumi Simeone. Diego Simeone madumi no omo coach madumi no. Because league ni ye league no. Any aji Super Cup. Until the year under review no yaji mienu nambo abayfo say. Enye nkwase asema anka boy eye boa yema Eric Garcia red card. Boy Nkema Eric Garcia red card wo ho. Yema red card man ye. Soul of you why sa cheche de. Wo kwa enko. Soul of wo man pass a oni a cheche de difference ni. So betimi age ball me who striker was sasada. Me who striker was sasada. Bo na kunde kura to na wie. Wo hwem ya na kunde no kunde close na wie o. Na kunde close no. And I'm with my red card. Edumien. Mudumien. Still no clear we need just that aggregate no more far home. There's no way Atletico Madrid beat Barcelona boy we need that. And see that but could be mistake they see and to be share for and share first half mistake in correct you wouldn't so much go be. A brony be yenti. Ye shamuniako. Hey, asna besa show Muni mo ame catch them. Arsenal be sure they will be out of the Champions League very soon. And then they will come back home. League no so among ka ho. Ye ka kesefo e league no ma mo Atletico Madrid mon ka ho. Ye beye ni ahunfi. Madomi omo. Ashime pa. Men kan nada. Ashime. Na madomi omo. Still now sports no man for Chelsea near in Chelsea ni Manchester United match no. When him say 1-0. Matheus Cunha na bogo ni tum. Cunha no wasa in a more professional way but yeah. Because there are chance ba could be onya yon. Na mo ma him for grounds mo so some doors just that for now man you there. You are in the clear cut. Man you is in the clear cut. 1-0 defeat. And when him say Bruno Fernandes conversation no ye nyamra ye behwe ni ye. Aman for press say o great one of the greatest one person am punchine wo football mu no de Bruno Fernandes ko ka ho. When him say the enti ada bia ye mpese man you be win game ni san kwase asem we ana mudi no. Player wabo mu team no how many years? Over 8 years mboa. 7 na mani nwukura asem mo kasa asem. Wabo over 7 seasons. The be Papa Ben Pana Bruno Fernandes aye wo Manchester United yet something to write home about over 7 seasons. Now 7 seasons boyemfa no. Then na matimi achieve with his presence. When we are talking about a great footballer is one who rises to the occasion when needed. When moment happen, moment in a bar, there is somebody almost always there who changes the dynamics of a game. That is who we call a GOAT. You don't have that. And therefore, Bruno Fernandes, hey, we GOAT. Mu team no over 7 seasons, mu player ba kwa make a team ni ejina na so fama Manchester United for. Muni bi me menya Chelsea ni o Chelsea so asa tant me me basa ni Chelsea share no Champions League we muni mu amekai mo. Omo ho yema hi kura Chelsea de omo ho yema hi just o massa complete o massa. It's Chelsea for the but I mean they game on born or bridging so Chelsea home to 1-0 is in line. I wasn't expecting any high scoring game. I was expecting game a bit more physical, and of course, it did live up to expectation. We have Fufana, no, in the material on a swine say, a phrase say, gargoyle. Mwana yara musisi so when in the material sabasa. Who so Chelsea team need a jack. Mopa mo fam me yi munye players ni bi mfa nko basa na enko hye mani munyam na ebit ma ya abo am. Why? Ye me yi bi mfrim. Aha, be yi bi frim a na ye de o makoba sa na yakɔhye mu animonyam ye be credit mu what you say ye be credit mu ye ma ne nkoye te se ayi some stone boy won credit Prince Tegu ye be credit mu why nti ye be credit mu we will not be ungrateful aha ye nkɔ anim still sports ma nyina so real quick ene Arsenal ne Man City game no enso akoso producer Arsenal ne Man City and also akoso City winning 2-1 ade yawum pa yesisi no omo ye 3 points. City was 67, Arsenal was 70. 3 points spend da omo ntem sisi a me no kase with 3 points no City is our standing game. Crystal Palace sheho ansa na ewia ya sa to aso nti oye dan ya sisi no wo okura na kura bo wo nsem Wednesday obo Burnley woni home, a match that you know say at the end of the day oh, a match that you know say at the end of the day United City will carry the 3 maximum points. Eya koye say Arsenal about 2 league ni bi once again eya koye say but yemfa seda emanyame nyankopon nyanka bi Arsenal nyame nyanka sae sisi de omo kasa nyina eye City nyame na ye kasa ni City for pe na ye kasa nti mesremo a monto mo bo ase kakra Arsenal for ma unse nisuo no eya more me represent Man City in a more professional way. Barcelona on himself Pep Guardiola influence definitely me more City but kopim se league no final whistle no be bono me pese me decide and as me pese me take his side, although I wish say a Man City be win, you know. I've still seen me who said the Arsenal bread do. Arsenal bread wa bread we are seeing na kwa say Oshin. Mure Oshin da. Mure Oshin. That says one Oshin, one two Oshin. Oshin series no mu yi no GTV. Sundays about 4:30 and no mu yi e GTV. Oshin series no Oshin ne bread ya free ne nkora bre mu. Obre ya free ne nkura brem sa enyini ye ebe wo ye ma ne banso bebre Oshin sana Arsenal story ne yakwe busa titini bia so hwe Oshin da sana Oshin story ne Arsenal story no sana ekwakwe but to the emfa mpai bon kakra enta Arsenal fo achi ne hwe se ombetimi ayibia because he said they are second on the league ne de omo ya twam be 4 times, of which I feel sad for them. I feel sad, and I feel sad for Tetteh. Sometimes we share Tetteh composure on the touchlines. I won't say he comes across as will be as a toilet and as a washroom. These last 2 games are as a toilet and as a washroom. Why tensed? Also, BB one so. Niema nkoyi wona brabo Mr. Mmemfa mpa bon ta Tetteh chiwai obi wa ha no betima bon pa ya ma Tetteh Mr. so original ona fa mpa bon ta Tetteh chi na ba bi eduru ni de ano aiden in a more professional way yakwa anim ena me sen sem ne dos nti yenche bon tew na fi ewura entertainment ni ewura politics ni ewura ye be rewura bebre ehin ne enko mame ko doctor Lawrence Tetteh ho maminra religion mu kakra na Doctor Reverend edini a Reverend doctor and a doctor ne ba ansa na Reverend aba which is which Reverend. Is it Reverend doctor or Doctor Reverend? Abdul Hakima Hassan or see E for Esna it is an Asna now E for Esna is a Esna Esna for yes E for Esna Reverend Doctor Lawrence Tetteh. Reverend Doctor. So that means say nyame adwuma ne ba first. Ansa na de ka won. Ko Bible no kra kan say. Hwehwe osoro no. Ahenie no. Kane na de aka bia. Ode be dey. Ode be kan ho. Meboa. Enye sa na case ni tie. Until remove no until Reverend ne beba, definitely Reverend will be the first. Munyini. Munyanuni. Hello. Okay, yankwe anymore na afi me ma information. So Mokai LGBTQ who sensema sorry a year 2024 prior to elections no. Mokai. Now Parliament pass a bill. Now for a bill to become a law, it needs the signature of the president for it to become officially a law. Into Parliament be di ho abobo. Ombe dane asem na akwa hwe asem num se o. Emra we ye de ba ebeboa. Emra we betima ba betie obi fa ahodie so. Emra we etata obi. Emma obi ani nye. Emra we eba society no ma na eba oman ni mu betima boa. Ebe kire will it be perfect? What you say? Is it coming to correct something? The ills of society. The Parliament but trans bobo. We can no objection overruled. Your honor, sir. No more we are not the Akoma president that for the signature account na fi edi adanemra. Enumu sansem nim. And 2024 elections yeba bekoso. Na election prior to election no not just a campaign message of the NDC, of which Abranti a friend Sam Nate George or MP for Ningo Prampam. No dimuntinti mind pa. I think he actually championed the LGBTQ conversation. He championed it the most. Ghana ha. Me you be aware NDC or can one sem kese pa Sam Nate George. Or the China no ebona ben. Baby obejina bia no obo. Mokai said and say an twetwi. Samokai. Nancy and twetwi. But it is not even about Sam Nate George. It is about Nkrofo twetwi in the same light. And people are calling out Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tetteh on LGBTQ plus Monsensem. Because there's a video of him prior to the election 2024 saying, Ghana is being hypocritical. In fact, the president and some clergymen are being hypocritical about the LGBTQ bill. Or failing to pass it into fruition, or to pass it as a law. Okay. And the amount for so many say, Rev, Father na nsensembe na call so as ene de o ka bi free because na see our kwatra Metro TV na Metro TV nsem o kan it's quite contrary to the okan wo eye 2024 asem o kan say people should now not politicize LGBT hu nsensem na man for say wofa Father anya one na nsia u kan say 2024 anya one u kan say you are disappointed in the president, you are also disappointed in the clergyman. Anyone okay? Nothing necessary there for the what no. Well, if you ask me, and here's my editorial piece on it. Producers always have video now, me person boss have video, that exact video, not this one. We create a different conversation. That exact video and what he said. Because me editorial piece and met my signer, I will give Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tetteh a small window of escape. Small window of escape, he's saying, one is him expressing disappointment in sub bill no entiminko into law and how some clergymen are not active and as a proactive towards pushing or ensuring that bill becomes a law. That is one side of it. The other side of the conversation, I'm for person say, oh, you hypocrite. Do not politicize it, because more politicize here, we might not get the true meaning out of it. Because he still believes that society frowns upon Sanema Wemunina. Especially our society, the Ghanaian society. He still feels said we frown upon it. So do not politicize it. That is the video. But what's our video now? Exact video now. Wait, let me get to you that video, because it's very, very crucial to Asema Yekan. Asema Yekan. That video is very, very, very crucial to it. Sans and Semno or Metro TV. No call Metro TV and no interview no. Epie by na ombusa and say wafa. Say your stance on LGBTQ, it seems a change kakra. How eager you were for the bill to be passed into a law. Ever since the new government took position, now you are sidestepping a little bit. I say, oh, we mu de yan to ye bo asem mo kakra. Ba ko no de yan pass the bill into a law. What happened? Dear Reverend Lawrence Tetteh, what happened? Open me the video na ama osisi. Dey na si ye. E was etri jamase a amantumpan ande. What happened? That is what people are asking. Yeah, Bible boss a video no. After that, there's also something will make his statement be whilst addressing the LGBTQ, because he's known for an annual conference where this nonsense must stop. I don't know if most minimum we are familiar with the conference, the annual conference now. It happens every time on the birthday, baby. So I think in a month of May or so, this nonsense must stop. And this nonsense must stop. No, campaign or it's a conference where he addressed some of the absurdities in life. Now, in talking about some of the absurdities in life, he made mention of, or he touched some very, very crucial point to be, for want of a better word, it's chenipum, mamen kanisa, it's chenipum, cause meka tribalistica, too deep kakra, but it's chenipum. Miss was the first video na ready. I the infant to nafi. Arefo enhwe ne entoaso.
But how much the Jubilee House? How much the Jubilee House? I think it's about time we make politicians know we voted them into power. The cowardice that Christian leaders have been made to and religious leaders have been made to is a shame. And I'm embarrassed with some of our clergymen. As much as we are interested in our titles, in the big titles, and who we are and how long we served, I'm yet to hear certain people speak against these manners. And for me, that is a shame.
A few moments later.
And I am appealing to politicians not to politicize homosexualism.
The hypocrisy!
Because if you don't take care in a bid to try to be politically right, we'll be offending people who love us dearly. And I have a saying that the people who love you, don't hurt them. And so let us think about the welfare of them. Let's also know that the religious even community, and not just the religious community, the traditionalists, the cultural, and our kings and our chiefs are also against it. So let's find a place well in our heart to make sure this bill doesn't become like what it became the last time. We wish President John Dramani Mahama well. He's somebody that I will not hide away from. I know him very well. He's my good friend. In fact, you say you don't have his number. I have his number. And I'm not ashamed to say I have his number. He's my big brother. Do you understand? Yeah. Somebody I revere. And sometimes you have a relationship with somebody. I'm praying that God helps him to get the people around him to build him to that capacity where he will come to that place and know that the God of the assemblies of God he serves will protect and support him, definitely, regardless of what his station is.
Assembly. Yeah, assembly. And to say the American, memano window. Ah, on fait une femme. Window no on fait une femme no. Eh say. To say the American no. Bakono expressing disappointment in the delay of the passing of the bill. And bako another statement so expressing concerns around and say a politicizing and we might not get the true meaning out of it. So two different things. However, by saying say a politicizing, some would also try or would also want to interpret it say unye that agent as they say there because first one also be machiako and I'm patrolman TB mutibi so also be machiako your friend saying Flagstaff house Jubilee house wanka say the other now also me politicizing now people who love you don't hate them now father we dey brabiem why brabiem na bechrem ure bechrem because omo ntiase what I say me wase but amanfo ntiase inti we dey Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tetteh brabechrim biem now okopia mu wo Metro TV to say the na make no okọ Metro TV no okoka asem bi wo ho na in addressing it no wasa kotia another line mine so tia land mine foforo so I mean say in the coming week amanfo betima so ne mene. But before that, it is about that this nonsense must stop. A conference or every year around the birthday, no. UTV, me that's it. UTV no koye. UTV. Say UTV. And I make Asadum TV. Metro TV. No, the first one was at Metro TV though. First one I heard was at Metro TV, but this one is at UTV. Now, UTV in sense, so real quick, respectively, because he made mention or he stepped on another landmine. Pacho bo video nafi.
God gave to me, the absurdity of life. This nonsense must stop. It's not only about LBG. LBT is one of the nonsense. Mm-hmm. But that's not the only nonsense that must stop. One of the nonsense that must stop was what I spoke to you about this morning. That you sit here in Accra and speak only Twi and you don't speak the Ghana language. It is not fair. Absurdity, it must stop. What is this nonsense must stop? This nonsense must stop is something that is not right. This nonsense must stop. Certainly, if we want to term it on LGBT terms. Mm-hmm. My good friend and brother, Moses Fuamane, made an analogy the last time. I love it. He said, if you say it's your right, put this water in your ears. Mm-hmm. If you are thirsty, where do you drink from?
Your mouth.
Yes. So if you put it from your ears, are you not mad? Is it not inhuman?
Of course, you can't.
Now, you know what? I said this nonsense must stop. No, I say we no kafa. So what in crying? No, I why do you say cheap and up. It is not fair. This nonsense must stop. A landmark is here pan opinion in Aquacutiaso. A landmine. And I've been trying my best ever since I came across this video to try and understand him. And I've been searching online to find out, say, be our cancer same way, breaking it down like extensively. Said I'm at a point and I see I'm trying my possible best to get information. And I will entreat everybody who's watching me right now to say, link be share that with me. I want to understand him. Because on the surface, what he just said, what we all just listened to. Nature say, so won cran memu I was a kwan bia obefa so abeka nkran kasa no. E was so ofa so kan. Se wote kasa no, se wonte. E was so kan. If you don't, this nonsense must stop. Land my way up in so na no thing. And I want to choose my words well. Number one, because he's an elderly person. Number two, he's a man of God, a religious man, as a matter of fact. As to if you believe it or not, I know you're awesome. But media or your penny into media need ye be man to make choose me words here. Reverend Yahweh said there's a radio station, Ewo Kumasi, a friend Zuria FM, a can house ampe. Is he aware? It's Reverend or Yahweh na. Hana unim. Onimo. Ose. Opacho. Wow. See, sometimes doors be or wha medical can. Ubia on. Just be ready for near maybe piaba because near maybe piaba endless. Doors of religion, tribe. And as you see, fan base for so as ababeka. Of course, politics. Account. These doors. Say be rest assured, say the things that will fall out, you yourself, you go weak. So it's best that you don't open it or be ready. Same way. Senka kumasi ni bi anasa asantini bi ne kan ya. Sa same way. Ki ekofa asofu bi ewo kumasi ena o kan ya. Mebusa comment section. I want to read comments on this one. I really want to read comments on this. Maybe I'm taking it too extreme. Maybe I'm a fat my media cost road do. Same way. Se sofubi ana influential person bi na gina Kumasi na oka same way say. This nonsense must stop. Who Kumasi was so cast and take us up here. We're sure say Ghana hanke bekwa. And what he was saying on that faithful day in the interview, I say he has issues with a broadcasting or a media house in Accra that is broadcasting predominantly in Twi. That is it. That is the complaint, no. But Reverend, are you also aware that there is a radio station in Accra called Obonu FM that broadcasts predominantly in Ghana? Are you aware? Say Obonu FM. There's even Obonu TV. Me pacho. Someone. It was GBC. Obonu TV or Obonu FM. Have you ever heard any other group of people complain that their language is not being used in broadcasting? Have you ever heard it? Charlie, really, this nonsense must stop. It is language. It is nothing but a language. A simple form of sound that is used to communicate. That is it. A sounds are nkofobidi edekasa kire omo. Simple and enye bibia biem a language a sound a yedekasa kire ye ho ne ho eno ano no. Where is this thing coming from? Where? And this is not the first time that I've heard this. This is not the first time I've heard it. Rich Labor say, I think you are making it more dramatic and tribalistic. No problem. Me patro say, uti asem na papa ne kan ni biema. Would you be okay? Would you be okay if say your whole language awote? Me nyame adaro ma me te languages kakra. Me ka twi. Me ka friends and brofo. Na am saka patwa. Yo, yeah, man a lyricist, brother. Man a lyricist. Man a lingua, me chante lingua no. What you say? But don't you think it's a little bit off for you to say if a media house enkran, you are advocating that they should broadcast in a certain language or in the Ghana language. See, media houses, and this will lead me to my next story. Media house biya ewo ne demography, ewo nkrofo target yom. So a media house called Despite Media established Peace FM and decided to broadcast in Twi to reach the Akan community. Ochusu bako eno broadcast wom. Media house BTC Multimedia Ghana Limited. Establish Joy FM. No say oh. Media me can brofo. Brofo na me kano. It's because I want to reach people of a certain sector. Enti unko school now unte brofo. There's no way Joy FM you can listen to it and appreciate it. In fact, wako school mpoa. Now unim niyama bi inti niyama bi asia. There's no way you can listen to say Joy FM and City FM and understand them. There's no way. Because Bernard Avle betrahwa. The economies of scale in some of can so you will not understand it. He will try to dumb it down to the lowest level, but still you will not understand it, especially when he's speaking on economics of or issues of the economy. You might get him a little bit when he's talking about some of the day-to-day stuff. But go deeper, let them open up a conversation about friends and infrastructure on Joy FM and listen to Akuto Boateng on it. If you've not schooled to a certain level, you will not understand it. Have you ever tried telling them, say, I'm crying to you, bring your conversation from Yebrofu to Ghana? Have you tried telling them that? That's because it's a private business. And they are reaching out to a sector or a group of people. You remember the Obake issue? How different is this from Obake? How different? How different is it? How different? Bro, Charlie, this is big 2026. We are connecting to the rest of the world. Until there are apps on your phone that you can speak in your language and it will translate it to another person for you in their language. So, what is this about? What is this really about? I think it's becoming one too many. And I am only concerned about this because of the influential figure of a reverend doctor, a leader of a religious body, who also sees things in this perspective or in this light. Nobody has gone to Obonu FM to ask them, say, I don't know, Moka Gape. Or in Kumasi, nobody has gone to Zuria FM to ask them, say, I don't know, Moka House Ape. Mo Kumasi, I don't know, Monka. There's even one radio station here in Accra that broadcasts predominantly in Hausa. Mirefi 103.7 or so. 103.7. It's here in Accra. Hausa Penomoka. But Obianko can't answer. Don't you think, sir, Basana said, why you fixated on a group of people? Ya track akwaba, ose one crass asses unti yanko paper and for back and mebo. So I ask, am I being too dramatic? And it's becoming one too many. I'm only asking. But if I see, I see, because and then some the dorsal. And then some the dorsal. Ejaku Maxwell say is there a sin to speak Twi in Accra, but they are okay to speak Ghana in Kumasi. I don't know, bro. I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm just imagining if an Akan had said this. Shelley 12. These people were only God. Charlie, me Ajimi, especially from opinion of that caliber, dear. I mean, you should. Before crying, I was all tears here. The entire private business, frequency. Do you know how much a frequency costs? What frequency at top? Your friend saying transmitting equipment at studio equipment. Alpha presenters. Oh, a businessman no engage baby or pese or any business nefa. Me say nkrofo ko we and I'm a person who mutie me. It was not a crime. Boni bi ani. Anyway. Yanko so still on media. Media ho sense me so asaba. Nti we no metwa ne tew. Metwa briefly. Metwa ne tew brief. Ma also. There's this conversation that is circulating on social media with respect to Angel Broadcasting Network. Now, it's ABN and sense MB so, and they are saying that, in fact, I chanced on this thing, Pacho say, oh, for two screen so. And let me address the ABN issue. Me expertise kakram wo media now. I'll talk about it briefly. There are claims say ABN, staff of ABN is from Ghana Chronicles, a verified account on X. And I don't think this is the real Ghana Chronicles media. I don't think so. But Muchimo, staff of Angel 96.1 in Kumasi have not been paid for over 14 months. The radio is owned by millionaire Kokotin who has 5 wives. Why do you have to add Neirenum to it? If it's not diabolical. Say enye wudie ne adwenbone ne wo trima ne Neirenum dodo de efa ne staff a entua omo ka ho say. But anyway, this man is my father. Dr. Augustine Kokotin. Same way Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tetteh, so yeah, me papa or papa penyin inti me fan is me papa. I was poached to join Angel Broadcasting in 2019. And when I say I was poached, it was during the season where radio poaching it was there, but enye gidi gidi sa. But I moved from YFM and I joined Pure FM because of the poaching amount of money. Number one was very, it was nice, I'll say. Yeah, it was nice. I think that would be the highest in my radio transfer poaching amount. Sky Meninya during poaching. I quite remember Sky FM in 2011. Yeah, 2011, 2012, thereabout. And also Nipa Enya Kakra Ewoho. But ever since then, for urban radio presenters and DJs, you don't really hear of poaching like that. But we could pay more ABN, Pure FM. And I started work, I remember on the 2nd of February, 2019 or so. And I'm starting at Juma as a drive time host and also as the programs manager of the radio station. The entire memo history it will come to being when I share my experience on what is happening or what I think is happening. The radio station may have 3 years. Although my contract in for 5 years, may have for 3 years. And then I moved to another branch of Angel Broadcasting Network, a year Radio 1, and then also share Angel Broadcasting Network, of which I did 2 years there, serving my full 5-year term at ABN. Now, during this period, in Nema, me realize ebini. I realized that there's been a sharp decline of radio sales. And me kasa because I've been in media and radio for 20 years plus. My first time I'm in a radio so kasa was on 1st July 2005. Mike, now 2005 now. Now primary school. Kafra. 1st July 2005. And I'm Kasai as a proper presenter. But I had been understanding for a year prior to that. Na me ko hobby, but na me nkasa ada. To say me nya akwanya, omnya mujidi omkasa me nkasa bi. And I started my first radio show na a Tuesday enyume, and then they moved me into prime time, and I moved straight to the drive time. That was basically around the same year, before September. Yeah, but school. Yeah, maybe call a friend say university or KNUST, because Focus FM was still, or Focus FM is still a KNUST radio station. Now, start time and now radio, and I would want to analyze this on two perspectives. How people valued radio, and from value and no to and premium on to radio, so no. Radio sales and I say advert and radio so said the net here. See, even at Focus FM, and I'll say even at, because it was a community-based radio, and I'm targeting KNUST students, and I know pay. Your license of operation was for KNUST, just like Universe for Legon. Your license your community radio. Even with that, radio and intimindru. Ya broadcast a library, KNUST Great Hall. Ya ne library ne bosh ye. O broadcast or what bombs gate kura ne nru no mpo no. We were making sales. Why? Because of a target. Na woni nti no. Businesses felt comfortable dealing with us. Because when you see a kasa, obeba na Tinadus fast food, Helinus fast food, e momo and more for the near momo shout outs ko jimo de bia. Oh, why Helino say, oh, I'm one of the adults, say, no, watch one. Omuti ho. Helino sutie wa Iduasi Gate, or branch back on so Queen's Hall. Omuti, Nina da ho. Into Bonyo na, yes, shout outs na, not just a day. I said, Tiama, no, I could jick a crana if you be in a more professional way. But they were paying the radio station as well. From home, I call Radio Ecstasy. If you Radio Ecstasy, I call Sky FM. Free Sky FM, eba back to Kumasi KFM. Me betwa mu ban crying Prime FM as you see Adane Plus. Me call Takrade, I call Edma Paragon 99.9 FM. I Paragon. Me free Paragon about KFM Kumasi. Me free KFM, I call YFM. From YFM to pure Radio 1. From Radio 1 to Hits FM. Listen. I have seen radio sales decline throughout these years. And that's because of the introduction of social media. Social media, any pressure social media, any traditional media, no, you will not understand it if you've not experienced both. And why experiencing me and umpo, not only experiencing traditional media for the longest time, you will still not be able to understand it. Because I've sat in meetings where budget for radio station, whole budget, say agencies no more trust no, be a place product way on urban radio stations. Give me 3 urban radio stations. Now, for adverting to so, give me 4 mass radio stations. The advert way called product way. I've sat in meetings back then. And I've sat in meetings now. And I'll tell you that one of the most shocking things that I realized was now when businesses or agencies sit down to draft and I say even plan for radio or media buying, not even radio buying, media buying and advertisement. Social media influencers budget. Show. Social media influencers budget. Show. Oyembe sika or anase advert the amount of money they place on YouTube content creators or on YouTube channels. You'll be amazed. There's a big competition happening. Bako cost of operation ne boa form relatively to Bako. And ask me and I'll explain. Because for a radio station, Ubenya complete radio station, no, hear license of operation from the NCA. Wow, Krona Besa here your friend say equipment to operate. Ube here site to transmit. If you are lucky and baby it's a tall building. Now friend is saying ube ti mabo master siso and as a high area now bit mabo master siso now you are transmitting here. Then la we okay. And umpono because you are using a transmitter and it depends on the wattage of the transmitter. Transmitter type be now use and a power be in the Quran. Are you talking about a 5,000 watts friends and transmitter? You know you have to put an air conditioning in that transmitter room, right? Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, transmission site cost for a month. And I've worked, like I said, I've worked all this while, so I know what I'm talking about. For eating towers. Towers is sisi chroma. Your friend is saying, MTN bosso, Vodafone bosso, omnyina antennas bosso no. Ebi o ana ye Vodafone pedia. Ebi also ana ye private business bi no mount tower no. Ena obi are ne na yi kwa akobobbo ho. Ne antennas kwa akobobbo ho. Do you know the cost of placing your antenna on it for a month? Right? There was one time, and that time no, I took the bold decision and said, I'm going to transform fully onto a digital platform and stay there. Because my hair cost now my hair sales eba, it will take only a magician to be able to maintain a radio station in some coming years. Like years be where anima eba, it would take only a magician. These years they are so funny to me. These years are so funny to me. But years be where anima eba, chere magician pe. Omo mutimi yiske free war hono omo penny bit my yes harden. Sika garif one penny bit me maintaining radio station. Because the cost is just crazy. The cost in say radio program back will be free baby a walk about 12 or car tape so now with them I'm waiting. The cost is just crazy. Towers alone, the people were charging over $2,000. Over $2,000 and years are making a chapao. I'm talking KFM days. I'm talking around friends in 2012 more I'm making over $2,000. So do the math by now. So new 10,000 or be or the say 5,000 per. That means you have 500 million or 50,000 Ghana cedi equivalent for just transmitting from a tower. Now, studio home my studio cost my mind you, ube say to your NCA for car every year. Tax never at for the wachi. Or presenters were where was so said to your mocha. Come on, man. Come on. As against me, and I am a dawa jollof. My dear, we are tabu atusu. And you remember my best, yes, anyway. Come in the internet too. And you're not hurry. Many see your problem. Many see any problem. Bosome zwa YouTube for us and Miss Kamami. Advert or my advert in a guzume come baby. Killer. Me say emre bem. Cut this piece and put it out there. In the next 5 years. In the next 5 years. 5 no credos. But to the infant 5. Most of the radio stations that you know, it seems that Ebibe Kabum I one in order for them to survive. In fact, the TV and radio, Ebibe Kabum for them to survive. Most of them will go off. Most of them. The ones that will be existing. In fact, if I'm 100%, emu 80% ebe ya so for dia. Any heba for ne dia. Omo ton bites. Omo dia. I'm telling you. It's, bro, I am telling you. Ne boye ding. Ena sike ebem nu sa. Because the concept of advertisement is simple. I say radio ni TV na gada amanfo ha meboa. Nti ma me nkoton me product mom meboa. That's it. Advert no. You can go deeper and just do the dynamics in there and all that. Yes, I know so. But concept is very simple. Gather people or gather audience with your content and let me come and tell them about my product. And no. So from Poria's pitch, the entire man for coho. Because they know people are going to be there. That's why there are sellers going there. No radio advert, no TV advert, Snapchat. Sponsors are those benya for an event. Radio station be enya da. Nya bi o na ewu kra da. Nti kasa kopim se be wudie. Kopim se radio ni be gu. Those he had Vaseline Ghana. Vaseline for the sponsor. One who Vaseline for so my event, that must sponsor event be that. Why? Event no ne target no event ne target and as a radio station or the got to one etia or the advert quarter so. But when they are tried and tested, over 5,000 girls will be there. And my product ben pana no patu enumro mu yusu kese enyenku. Meboa. It makes it the right avenue. Girl, na he no advertising a personal on Snapchat. Did you ever see her do a friend say a TV interview or a radio interview? She's done this thing successfully for 3 years. Bro, I hate to say this, but traditional media is losing the fight. I hate to say it, especially say a hona me freeba. I hate to say it, but that is the truth. I'm on 40 Mrs. These days, I'm scanning radio, no, me track I'm scanning radio, no, normally to check. Obi wo say, radio show ina oye na I'm for a phone lines, I'm on phone free. Obi am free. No start creative messages. No I can. Or no creative messages no can because it's a program no. Bro, I know a thing. My biggest fear, I say, just like how a cassette tape or mu free car stereo muno. Who's the first now better car tape biano na cassette room? I feel mu free on a CD buy. And we CD free on a pen drive slot by. Meboa. Says the Bluetooth. Abasa de beya. Ube to my bonum every phone so directly in the car. Thank you. My biggest fear. Say internet 8 million stable. Big power Ghana. Na baby on them be wirelessly ultimately connected to internet. My biggest fear. Ladies and gentlemen, best say car tip crown. I read radio crew meet my year free. Because most of the time, connected data ma car say wo screens no. Onama pacho ya den no YouTube. Onama no streaming you my free friends Audio Max, Spotify near there. They don't. Radio is still cheap. It's still cheap entertainment and information source for, the less privileged. But ask yourself, send the cost of operation at say. These are some of the mistakes that I believe ABN. And I'm not going to mince words, make it straight. Especially in Kumasi. I think say Pure FM, Angel FM, no kreno DNA was en komuchem nani mienu bibi very different. Angel already had a target. And ABN Kumasi SRD Pure FM by to compete on one who. Because Pure FM was running programming. It is an Angel pepe. See, my biggest fight with Kwame Dinka as the programs manager or general manager was I was told information and then come on media and sana may join the radio station. What's a station ye babe running as an urban radio station? So we're going to operate quite like YFM. And so in radio programming, continuity is one thing that's almost a pet. Radio station about them. Into when your peak moment, now fi water moment now a flat. Your station me or be also tuning because of your appointment listening, because of a certain show. We are on to mean the akanina. Why? Because radio didn't flow. But I was coming from a background. In fact, all the radio stations are my admin, and you realize that continuity is a big thing. We started with Focus FM, which is an urban radio station from the jump. So from morning, Alexis Bill. Sometimes Alexis here morning show. If you people don't know, Alexis Bill of Joy FM used to do morning show on a friend say Focus FM. The minimum and Comrade Mo Junior and Tetteh. From that time, bro, everything was flowing. Program where were music note. When you were music note, Saba Besi and so if you're a music lover and you tune in, it is hard for you to tune off. Same as YFM. Same as KFM. Radio Ecstasy. Same thing. We had Kuku Aban on the morning. Lexus was doing the lunch. There was a music slot for Chifaro, I think, right after lunch or so. I would come in on the drive, and Castro would be on the after drive. This is how it was like continuity. But you be a piano after you see a political morning show. From where? So are you going to compete Angel FM? You get it. Where are some come bet much you? Se client in a ban or urban a year or urban phrasing. Listeners are urban listeners no mu obi wo mo channel we so. Or per mass listeners are mu obi wo mo channel we so you can actually sell to both. Anamebwa. But say so oba no ka so per mass that means oh mass ni mienu. Or the kwahin okay or the beko penyin that's Angel. So then Pure will have to suffer. Listen, this thing created issues between ABN radio stations. I'm not going to mess words. Me, I got caught in the crossfire. Bro, I got caught in the crossfire. So I can tell you stuff and me polishing a kakra. These days, no say me polishing a kakra. If push turns to shove, me feeling in a go. Oh, if shaft turned into push, not push into a shaft. Edani I made to make sure in go. Cause no credit ever could pay. Pure FM got it wrong. In fact, ABN got it wrong. I will not say Pure FM. ABN got it wrong. Because you far morning show for Ebegu Pure. You far sports for Ebegu Pure. Meanwhile, so be Angels so. To even cut down cost, if that is what you wanted to do, why don't you keep one and then transmit onto another platform? Whatever. So I say a cap politics or a cap politics or a cap sports or a cap sports or the financial transmit fast in mental cost one ameba. Why would you want to have Kwame Dinka and Kwame Tanku on the same network? In Kumasi, why can't they be on one? Heisenberg, I'll say you are right. Tesla has removed radio from his car. Tesla said Tesla radio him. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. No, I'm for a coffin. Mistake ABN yeah, and I may boss watch all, especially in Kumasi. Accra there, me can't want some idea betching. But at least Accra is running. Just a TV in the matter say homes and some kakrebi, but Accra radio no is running. But bro, you move free. Even the idea and answer the concept of the radio, you move free soon. Internally, there were a lot of wranglings were ABN too much. Internal wranglings ne dosun. Leadership of both Pure and Angel and Tokwazala. They will see each other and smile. But womo boa nyano kure or tiny wo mumu. Mike, what feeling and a revelation? What feeling? What? Now, Angel TV. You. Mike, you know, Angel TV. See, we're free TV. What about street is watching? Share. Bro. Ajakumas was slim. Which your days at ABN Radio 1? Because I was listening in the morning. See. Bro. In Tokwane Dawson. Ne Dawson. Hey. Yes, you could be the KJB. And the Minjabi and I'm in Minjabi. Some petia. Minjabi, you call me co details out. Never make sure you go on a Dawson. A Dawson. The leadership. And ka marketing from pokra war angel and support to marketing ka cry war Pure. No. Because no cranial one. The reintroduction of Kwame Dinkra into Angel Broadcasting Network at the problems and a buy. Because some people at Angel Kumasi felt say, and yamamu ye den no. Kwame Dinkra ja papa ho. Uja Dr. Kwakutin hokoye. Some of the people at Angel felt that way. I can tell you about the famous morning devotion be a course where information breaking say Kwame Dinkra ba ho obi bompaye ye free obi so mompaye e wo meeting him morning devotion and bompaye say ye twam wo Yesu di mi say Kwame Dinkra be sa ba Angel FM ye twam wo Yesu di information o na so one ye lucky. One year lucky. And in my case, the CEO or the former CEO of Angel Broadcasting Network, Bronzy, who is a brother of mine, in fact, a schoolmate, in fact, the same hall, in fact, the same floor, me room, Queen's Hall, room 128, 129, Akotomo Hall, 127, Bronzy in a way. And that's the man. Fun picture too. Fun picture too. Joe Kutani, no, Bronzy the Teflon. Kofi Tefi. Say, utra nye ye. Now wadan for ho. Now ko ho, udi agro ho. Pure for who say we ye tamful. pure for be fa say we busuefuo wo be fa information or had yakoha. I'm telling you about some of the mistakes that ABN made. So what to say, I say some of the mistakes, coercion, even mass radio mienu pono, kauji advert ni bia, meda se Kofi Tetteh na na to so. Bronzy the Teflon. That's the former CEO, the son of Dr. Augustine Kwaku. Brother, Abrantia menim no over my school days from 2005. My bed mama was a politics, a bed man say the Nisa Wuni Abrantin ye free. How? And I'll tell you this, I'll put this on record. Wait, dear, but I'll put this on record. If it wasn't for Bronzy who approached me, if it wasn't for Bronzy, and our train phone, a friend me say, Kwaku, me pesa me no ye adwuma. Nka ABN kaminsi ho. Not because I'm attractive, or not because it's come with the buy no. Ne subiama. I had seen that money before. Odo say yes, aso. Me jika. But na me hu bida. Dientia me kwakwaye adwuma wo ho is how the relationship between me and this man. Ye ni me hu free school. But opa me who said ne woni Bronzy nam ho. And I said ne woni Bronzy. Na Bronzy me na chile me wo da bia me na chile. Me hu ne. Hey! Slim akofa pure for information e dey call ayi angel. Question him. Whereas the two stations could have done different things altogether to avoid all this problem, because you had lots of urban materials. Station number or me sign me contract me say me free YFM akwa. Che ko se boka me ho. Me contract mu me terms am legu ho no. Se ko se bon ka me ho amenko. Se aroma nka me ho amenko. Se pabje nka me ho amenko. One person me contract, I had to drag all these people in. Now more urban materials where mutimi kura YFM. Why don't you set up an urban radio station and let them be there? Kai. And I was on my phone. And I'm here, chairman BKB. As at that time, near Cooper, bomb message too. Come on, say, you know, I say, engine come on a unity. Or a pure nady a basso. And me as a programs manager and program minimum. Me no as programs manager no. Na minim. Me say later na me tin ya maybe as you. Listen, with the base ya kejabi, masum ya mu dedodo, masum ya mu de. Mo e compete ya hododo. Presenter to presenter. Bro. Me ma share ma sorry o anopa programs manager minim sie nyina ye wo ABN group Accra Kumasi. You know ABN had over 19 or 20 radio stations from even the north. Eba abisi region bia na bi wo so. Ye nyina wo WhatsApp group mu. Nti anopa obi ya no or share ABN link ebia. Usa that time na Facebook Live was a thing. From the 2019 mu ho Facebook Live na ye big. Nana Jua Ampuma was a Captain Smart and swear. Almost sorry, me course as hey. Hey guy, me coming come the end kebecho. Hi. Ya bremo. Hi. But I'm for last one we into answer my sorry my free topic question. For people to understand how bad it was. Me share Angel morning show. Say obi add in link to group no mu ebia Angel Kumasi for the omodi atum. And I me share Angel morning show Kwame Tanko. Me share eto me Facebook and I'm be to me WhatsApp. Bra. Me see me free fie. Edru adwumam Pure FM. Na meeting akoso. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Me drew, you know, na meeting akoso. Aden na ma share Angel 96.1 morning show. Ewo me Facebook. Wow. No, it's like some me what hit. Na ma share joy morning show to me Facebook. That is how it was. Should there be a crime in it? Bra. Krobi di KJB. What there? A honsem no there. Muhia mumra number requested. Na this was one of the mistakes. It was that bad. We were fiercely competing each other. And it did not help. Market-wise, ni and segmenting enough for us to attract other adverts. To say the year kasi say radio revenue are decreasing. Radio is still very powerful in Kumasi and the Ashanti region. Radio is very powerful. It might have be in certain places be a lusu ne touch kakra, especially in Accra be a lusu ne touch kakra. But Kumasi is still very powerful. Power no. I can list very few radio stations in Kumasi that can outdo YFM in terms of revenue. Why? Because it's the only radio station left in Kumasi who is doing something different and targeting a very, very different group of people. Love FM can't compete with YFM. It's impossible. Love can't compete. Which other radio station? And there was Orange. Why? Station bay. Ultimate. Oh, come on, man. Unze Ukraina review. You had to struggle to even remember Ultimate. Bro, segment the audience. Omo mupe we enya di omope. Omo mupe we enya di omope. And ABN had it because they had 3 frequencies in Kumasi. 3. Not 1, not 2. 3 frequencies. But 3 ni na person competing. 3 no. Enti ama presenter to presenter problem wo. One day, on a good day, I'll tell you about the famous, who's the number sports. I think say once a month to say BBC. I know, and I say weekend be a number sports free Accra. Summer, BKB, number no my Accra sports team no any Obama no my sports no free Accra Angel TV na fa. Some of what? Some of me fancy ya. Mistake be on me no. 2 and 3. The last mistake, and with the mammy fancy I don't, but mammy fancy later I'll talk about it. Last mistake, Bium, I call so. Yeah, CEO of Angel Broadcasting Network or Mosesano. I am Mr. Samuel Kofi Champon, also known as Bronzy the Tetteh London. Biggest mistake. Biggest mistake. You see, Abo is odi ukra, and answer once na we odi ukra. Once na ni di ukro no. Yemfa bufuo na yedai. Epamu no. Because so ton sa se na o mesena. Me pa cho nsa bebo hin. Enye kuro nim. We proud ho. Until there's a nice way of doing it. Bronzy hun sense ma be pie social media ne be pa bontin. Amanfo bi taking opportunity, and some of them at Pure FM. Amanfo no, wo de also once na odi ukro. E na odi abufuo ye den. Ebe pamo no. Amanfo ni bi wo Pure. Ai. NYA say, na papa no be pamono no be say. At the end of the day, he's still the general manager at Angel FM. Baby, no, uncle baby, papa no ba, one na ntiache ansa na radio same ibo. Some of you left the radio station, the guy stayed there. Move the radio station, the units of the radio station from 1 to bear 20 something. Edru ya ye kese no. And I wouldn't say my tone so now must you okay when and the next person who stepped in was Vincent. Put them on. He became the next CEO. 1 year. Vincent Opare. Vincent Opare. Zero knowledge of how media works because he came in from a background of friends and finance. Free bank and a buy into no adonku. Adonku no one yes because I want finances near my name what I say is near that so he was perfectly fit for that position. But free one I didn't be share radio. Me I sure say Michael that time now na afin na papa ya ba ho me boa. Vincent took over. Zero connections with respect to media agencies or media buying agencies. Just say, when you chrome, as I make person me chere no, what I say, obi wo everything so oh chrome, when you chrome. Only chrome. You remember the famous issue with respect to Kofi Adoma Wani? Ne etuoko pa etuoko boy pa big so na ni so man ti asema almost say Vincent guy so onko pe advert mra na omo fa ntwa ticket man obi anani obi etu afa nani ho, and that's the CEO, bro. That's the CEO for us. I think he's still the CEO of CBBS. I don't know what it is. Bro. Yo. Oh, workers in a strike. Oh. Angel workers in a strike. Says a papa when the CEO party or more strike. Hey, some more. See, the entire maker Kofi Tetteh Assembly said the guy was able to build a lot of connections with the media buying agencies, and he was very, very down to earth with most of the marketers. Even marketers working at other radio stations because they knew they would get their cut. Bronzy said, check in a crying ready crowd. Bronzy, no, so what did you number? Oh, percentage before so make you ask can crown meet me a just to keep the business running. Me the advert ni bi kwa ma otua commission ma me abra na check ne kra anye den en go through. Check it in young go through. Client and a check, no. In young go through post-dated check. But because Makwaji advert in Biaban was here. Killer, Joe percentage, say 10 was a 15%. Before crowns and a check in the bedding, it be go through. A branch of me in if you I'm never for by. As to the course between Papa or no, whatever it was, and yet me story to tell. It is not my story to tell. But here we are. I cannot confirm or deny. Say a true say staff of Angel 96.1 have not been paid for 14 months. I cannot confirm or deny. If it is true, say for 14 months, Angel 96.1 staff yentu amaka for 14 months. Best believe say Angel 102.5 2.9 at 5 2.9 Accra and so yentu amaka. Because all the pay is coming from one centralized point. The whole payment in Yetuan or Chronoma Boy here, you free one ever. That is Adonko headquarters, only a pay free ba. Enti enya bako. Enya 1 unit. Enya 1 unit. Ebeya all the units, including Pure FM. Enti all ABNB a wunim biya no. Se yentua Angel Kumasi a ebe affect you omunyina omuntua bi nyabi. Onyame mo aye ni take the right decisions. Because sometimes as much as say we ye panyini a bibi betima koso adwuma nim unsa akwa we na ebo ade ne from but ohwa me and I'm saying no patro muntie ne ye. Unsa akwa we na obo adwuma ifom. Hunim. But if you do not take decisions, ebekwa akobo form kama in a more professional way. Now to home. ABM sense am ne doso, e doso. Mrepa mu ebetimi agina so ye na. Ano adin. No adin. Ano adin o. The offi ewo chatting was say slim. You don't know the streets like we do. Minim de wo mu ofa. Minim no. Until now, the stories be to be bounds a man can worry. Why? Because minimum worry. But the minimum bino, my father can't want so much. And no patch me free hasi cobble gatanga de minimum meka. Uchi me free hakupia prade kura de minimum and one meka. ABN send some nan wedding. Me bompire, me bobima ABN. Because OBN who person in Saben Kumchen Ejefie. I wish to see ABN big like BBC, like CNN. Said the bear me jina baby na me kasa me ye adwuma wa ha. It becomes a reference point. Omega say, "Hey, akwa we heavy." Say, "So to me ye adwuma ho." Me betina say na me catch say, "Oh, I once worked at BBC." Say, "Can be feel me." Me boa. Nobody will want to run ABN down. But these are some of the mistakes, of course. If this is true, it is one of the faces of a year media. And I'm sure, say, strategically, if the business managers they will find a way, or they can find a way to still make it happen. But like I said, the cost of running traditional media these days, the cost involved in running social media platforms, any social media channels like the one that you are watching me on, as compared to Omodiano, enyepe. The cost involved for me to air this program to you, any Omodiano, wofa anu edin. Nyame mwa traditional media house bi awate. Amanfo ho musu esua radio bi ho ye radio no di no de hwe na busuafo. Emre mo edin. Bro, it is hard. Oh, yante EIB there. You forgotten the EIB on? before the elections, friends, Unicredit go no. Oh, Bolare na abegyina abonten kan. Said that there was a time obi run the office be obi resign. Bolare said it. You guys have forgotten, right? Oh, I'm refi niam antamo. Osi obi ajai, obet okano I'm watching program Chingi, Pastor Chingi. I'm watching program no kind. Also, what kept him saying at that time, no nyame penny him. Because obia people that he trusted, obia ba wejai. No oti omasi because almost what dia adwuma mo ye didi no. Sikane ma. And for other media outlets who are there and then looking at this thing, you are not far from it. You guys are not far from it. Nyamemwa. Yankwe anim. Ayeyi. Yabremu. Memora he. Enkura na memra sisi. He na menko. He na memfampo. Menko Poria speech ana. Menko Poria speech. Baby befe bi am I ready? Hey. Baby am I ready to hear the information oh. Mame fa ketu abi ntwam quick. Ansa na makọ akese no so. Mame nko YouTubers and TikTokers ho asem no. Traditional media for eko om ntokwa no, online for nso ntokwa bi nso ahiti gidi. Soldier agro was so twan. What's the union? Now ka was union na nje so na esen. Ide bi keke ana. Hey, wofa. One me to agro, David don to agro. Agro, what's so twan. Wuni ebesi wa agro hine. And then mami si agro hine ne. TikTokers, any YouTubers in Sembi Koso, and mahu se minua headless YouTuber championess issue no pa. Now his concerns very simple say. Ocha contenta edit to YouTuber. Na TikTokers na kujutwe munkete part 1 to part 5. No mu dia gu. Oba kwa na wu video na. Uye production kese ya ho no. Obi di kura 1 million views e TikTok. Mike otie oka ho. Osi won tiase e tese ade no. Na nya se bi o mu post mpo. No ma kire o mama credit say oh e wo ha say na apese okohwe full video a kohwe wa ha. Wo twa de no part 1, part 2, part 3. Wo twitwa sa no de ato. Na one Gisela aye interview bi. No one Gisela aye interview no de ato. Say by now some kwasia on TikTok is getting ready to clip the interview from part 1 to 15. He or she has turned on notification gidi. Moi. Me da say Western Union no libi no lava me da say me OGs wa ha. Me OGs no ha. OGs no ha pa. Listen. Saturday we all. I know you. Now Fifi Manfred, also a sports journalist, multimedia, he is also of a different view. Fifi say, honestly, I get excited when I see my content clipped on TikTok. I usually DM the guys to keep it up and keep it respectful. Maybe I don't get the real picture, but for me, it's a step in the growth of my brand. See, both can be right. It depends on where you are. Asem si a on, ubetime tie two contradicting stories and answer account. But both can be right. They say obi afro waka chose slim or a wicked. No obi aso afro waka chose slim or a guy pao, how penny pass him. Nimi enu betima you're right. In fact, in my case, nimi enu you're right. Mi obia mi trimu den pa, me sa obia, me sa do nipa. Nimi enu nyina you're right. Depending on baby a ujina. Na baby a Fifi Manfred jina no, me tena se pa. He believes that as an upcoming content creator, if you pick his content and rebroadcast it to a different group of people, of which usually in konon kontimi reach with the platformer, okay. Okay. Fifi, ya wana Fifi Manfred jina. Samo se tuabe yiso. Agro se tuabe yiso. Asante fuedri ne ben na Omo se asante fuedri ne ben na omo no ano anajo na anopa omadi. Kwani jina wo se rice water. Asia. Rice water no anajo di na anopa. Fifi asema kana no wedding. And I think he will get a headless YouTuber. He will get his point in some coming years. When he moves from how or generating content into becoming a complex production house. What I say about Hani and Yesi, Meboa. About any pamian and sapen negua. Now, Street is Watching can boast of a year from sports to you come 10, Meboa. More than 10. More than 10 the radio station mo. And it's some content so fast as see. Na baby me digis cano. What the kwachan crofo frobi or baby free ya. Wahame. And when a headless YouTuber Jinas is here because he's moved from first no they camera is in a friends and phone. Friends Samsung phone is in a nima no the recording. He's moved from that. Now he has DSLR cameras. He has a big studio with different friends and studios. He's now operating to Street is Watching Shishim Kakaka. You will be why your studio back why you will be why sir and all. No, so now so a condition was so a condition was who say adeketwa. When him staff do to your makabosome. And to who is a republication. No. Oh, Hano. So I understand him. There's a phase of a Jumana where Senipa no air to o content na mama for na a drive attention to you are okay. So when we started and we wanted presence, we allowed that. Ye kwoswa amanfo twa no mu tugum amanfo twa no mu tugum mu twa. But you get to a certain position that be ya ye betwa ya ade ato agum. Eti akofa ba papa ba ko o twa ye de pa tugum pa. Ene onu anu onu o twa ye de tugum. Ene akofa say okay we afi de bra na enye adwuma. Eti utwa o de beto ya ye de so na ye so ye mum ne ye beto ya de agum agyaw. So check our TikTok right now. We've seen a massive improvement. Because first in ni ejai na manfo mum ne twa ye content to abontin. There be zeri ya na ye twa ye content de ato abontin. Hallelujah. Amen. So for headless, I'll say, get a department specifically for that. Specifically for that. Ono na edumane say, we chat to Instagram, Facebook, what? Ne die no. need a department because we least mistake. You know, say before we video never come more notification that whole train. To my conclusion no aso record anesi so. Or video ni nyina. Utwa ha. Say the omunim videos utwa. Timi twa wo gra wo ye promo a. E wo ba bia wo ntwa na no wo kotwa wo. No finfin no de ba ko be shemu ase crash. Ha. Before our video no be ebe nya be 1k views no. No 15k. Oko. So for headless, get a department for that. Why headless is well over 200k on YouTube. Get a department for that. And thank me later. Unya department one especially on TikTok. Make sure you get it there fast. Because I'm going for no fast. Get it done and you'll be sorted. Now for TikTokers that will share or try your content, and you may try to go until we late. So what I say, we are taking charge. You be quick amam. Dream creativity or say slang where is Kofi Dennis Palago bien huno. Obi anteninka. Matis yesu okom ayi military school. My boys be owo high na catch me. Azu ogusuya yi kakra. Surface no a sterilized specialist. On one kind of sterilized specialist. He said yesu okusuja kakra. And I say soldier so maybe age in more America. First nine this is 39 or 40. He said I'm going to call 45. But then from 40 to 45, and I think there's a junior number quite different from and a training number from. But I was well over 40 years old. You're a senior man, no. Anyway, it's a call a friend saying soldier full school now. Now I want to matter here so now. Young queen. Obuzaze Palago no come TGM this year. Ufri oba said the commander de Koboku. Ebe biane chino. That's what I've heard. I mean, I don't know how true it is, but Matis is Yoko soldier full school. Boys with the mammy side information. But I'm quitting him. Sally ne Hajia for real. Eddie Hamso. Young Queen, if you are near ba Porial speech. So if we Sally ne RNAQ na near about Porial speech. Na yede no ande. There be TGM if on some semuka cranso. Any information it also ish. Many short on. Now better met my Saline Hajia the any short. Was had a wa. RNAQ send some nankasano wa. What you say? RNAQ in semno a wadodo. A wa ena dynamics, they keep shifting every single day, like the stories need dane sa. But who de mientie Sally ye are me enso beto aso na afie ekwenim yenko.
Me 2 cents ni. Me de minjin dis Richard amako esika na ye ne dia. Me mamaga. Minjin di. Ifilisi obi de na ode ama no. Ana ebia borrowed times was so. And ebion pakona chien who to give the money to. Enti no ebia minti no want to me emfan share. Eye no mofra no. Na se be ma wotena ho. Na be ma side chick. We dey nya side chick because e clear. Was girl no ye corner page so ne kasa Mrs. RNKA. One give banking that yes I'm not for rest ask camano on the banking that so when you misses na Richard your bets now on chair do a breno or no do haja for real no haja for real who jam in ne or be pesika ni your chair wo What you say because of your pa for who part to hadia for remember our date ho. Wo pel. Abomlik shoe ya na chewu. One pel. The next available flight beba. Who ye party be a Davido ba ho. Who the way I don't head Davido no. Wo e be fa wo say e fa rapture no. Ana wo hadia for real. How dare you? Who abayo ya wo yes scammer. Wo ye kromfo. Now so ye Ghana for your mal grace. Who posting wo bofra no akra girl no. Na me da bia me bompa ba Nyankopon me so ma ga girl kromfo yimra. No me hye ne ma o ne ba na wa wo no no. Who kromfo mpo your mal grace. How dare you? How dare you say be man hye nimba. Nimba board na wo. Nimbofro wo. Na wo tibi kwatena be man ni fie na wo flaunt the cars. Now we flaunt be manager padia any udim. How dare you? But the why who say what buweni at free. Now their suche will beba. Their suche will beba. Would you also mre? Krono every oba we every when yesika who ya mema. Wo wakati ya beba. Na me Bible ni di. Bible ni say bibia obeye bia beba wo maso wabofra na wawo no no a wo ye innocent no onu na wo pave way ma wo boni ni nyinara e baba be di ni so ana Joanna onyankopon hira wo because some of us no papa de ba ya no wo chie sika ye hu so ye fake eye mi dese wa ma ewiase nyina hu nipa kura be ma ne ye because you can't feed kids outside. Now we mofra etina ho no munya aduane ni Joanna why are you the boldness na wanya e dia be
premitum medem unza asem na kodu headquarters ahane wo headquarters asem na kodu mama ganso de otena asem no so de a kashigbe kranika kashigbe amote ase mangani yo asem na do headquarters unza ayne ki wan sense mi baba unza men kan wasem da reason near back up reason here say he who feels it knows it, number one. Number two, not me interested because it's just another story of a man or a family and their preference. What you say? On the dinner who no aware no see what jai me the family. He has the right to get married to whoever he wants to, so far as he does the needful. So what a person is using his or her genitals for is really not my concern. The obedient bearman and ane babe and I do the swim. And I said 24 hours in a day, no, media no crania me found. But Yayan some trail for the Debiano, yeah, not different sides of the story, but it presents a different twist and it gives us an opportunity to explain it to people and also share our thoughts on it. Same way I would want to keep, if some meme or issue be say I want to keep it private. I respect the privacy of people in this case. But a copy court in the enough public asema for public consumption. Into where they are, I say be word be no. We don't say tum dear. Where there was a way day. Udibi. And untina abase was a me can be. Na me babe can be no. Na was a minya sem no hunti as ye bebre. There was a me more research. Me ye course call baby bebre. Na me pass some inchri mua and sana makabi. Because I do not take my listeners for granted. So what say umre no adaji out de be me dear. It should be the truth, the absolute truth, nothing but the truth. In the case I meant asem no minya no kure wom no me present evidences ni nyina de yagada bia na yemienu yadwene ho sei na yesei dia enne ma adwene mu no eyesei mame enu ntina ene me wa ha nwumre nti RNQ nsensem no first rumor na circulate, and I call it rumor because there is no evidence to back sasem. And no, ena Sally ejina so ede ye ne editorial enra ewo Adom TV, Adom Showtime. The rumor is RNQ and Renema. Well, evidence for what suggests otherwise. And evidence ne ewo hono eye from oba no a owa no owa aware ase ye Joanna no ni nua bema one mother one father ni nua bema no ni tifie ba akumu wo danso man ho pacho muntie ne ye o RNQ ne former wife ye Joanna no ni nua bema one no mu tifie ba akumu e wo danso man ho no abrante na abie any cooler talk to cooler headless YouTuber ne channel ba Reverend talk to cooler oni cooler atena se na nkomodi die mu no o kire mu se sasem no eye force da bida ensida se Richard Niamakwe eja ne ma ho ana wato ne ma asawram se won hwe omo Debbie. And sa account we say ohwe ne ma so ohwe ne ma no me pacho hin na room on free buy because even in the court on sensem ni nyina ekọ there was no point at no point in it and now manfo anase obi ba begina ho kan say Richard Niamakwe enhwe ne ma. There are videos circulating of ne ma na omo any hajia for real court akofro ne private jet omo nam na eno me pacho o de ye ka say you wait be dey ato akire na manfo ahwe bi me enkwada no ena o magbo mu fugu ene omo Air Force One na omo fro omo papa private jet enti ehun nsem ne efri hin enya ne mano ne hajia ne namoyi we de misra mu hwe bi ebia na mani nye true mani so nye ba masha space ne de oboa me hu ne makura wunhu me ba anya nkura yi ni na ne ho na start is hard no say won hwe ne man because akura won hwe no and unim say brantie ni kirem say ni nua na ye Joanna nua no former wife nua no was say omkura na say fatu so biem omune omo papa nyina o say listen enkwada no weekdays omo maame ho weekends no my den omo ba omo papa ho obi ochiche go tablet oh how eti Ghana for so agi asem we di ne man na ye dance challenge no enti Ghana for etima gi sa de we di say Richard Niamakwe enhwe ne ma oh come on man come on man we can't be that slow. Yeah, I understand you make my slow kakra, but we can't be this slow, bro. It's impossible. It's impossible. Now, if you ask me, say, Slim, isn't there even a slightest chance say Bema bit may ignore him? I'll tell you, say yes, ebi wo ho. Na saade ne wo ho a ejina hawa relationship exists between the parents. And especially some kwadani kodi oba ne ho a how our oba no eden sem betima hye kwadani tirimama kwadana ye rebellious towards papa no. At that point, the man has no option than to step back. Unyini na usua nyansa na hu sem papa nie na akọ no ho na be apologize, he will take you back because we den a ye ne de e moja. I'm seeing teenagers who are happily doing dance challenge with papa fee. And you want to convince me, say, oh, papa or problem. No. I don't believe it. Now, talk to Kula. John and me are Berman. A detailing Sembia. Mrs. Asem Sina dancing in wa. Asem ne bia ne afa ne de aya dance ye twa ho kakra. Ne de ato. Na fi akari. Enkrofo 2 ena abeka nsem bia eyepe. Baako ye security man. No wo fi ho dance man. Baako ye eye Joanna Rechania Makwe ne ex-wife no ne nua bema. Oma kan nsem bia eye pepepe. Any say a former staff of a year Richard Niamakwe and on you close pan a body. Chima near Fra Branty and scratch. Sa Branty no or the problem ni na buy. Scratch no. Ebe fie baako. From you know to view. Ebe fie baako. A head in Henry. Adia we judge man is you to free feel. Is you too free feel one or starting so. Or say a year Richard Niamakwe etre na yere. So pema no yesi no one and nam no koyesi no yesi. Chima Branty na yes scratch na kind. Or yes adia. And this is from 2 people and I make both videos ni nyina akere mo. Me boni nyina videos ni nyina akere mo. Nini abema na say. And this is not for me once again, please. Abrantia scratch ni too free efie ho kra no baby okoye no. Na Madam Joanna kokosra no ho. Hu o sister no say Madam Joanna no kra no ne Abrantia no. Etwempra yes scratch no twempra. Hu bioma ekire mu kire se Madam Joanna no eye RNQ first wife no eno aduane de niam gu awudrogu aduane no mu se Richard Niamakwe enni no wu ema Niamakwe koda hospital for 2 weeks 2 days and also ye nsema eye ni security ekae me pese na ye to ye boase ye be bo 2 videos ni nyina me pacho muntie nsem ni ye na mu wie a ye ba me bie phones lines na tum ye nyina ye nto ato adwene ye nyina because chese anodin yambo first video ye talk to Kula kind courtesy headless YouTuber on YouTube. Go and check out the full video. Me pacho fatum na yenkoye nim.
You are a brother to Joanna Kofi, the ex-wife of RNQ. Okay. Biological brother. Same father, same mother.
Yeah.
Grew up in the same home. Okay. So that means the information you're coming to give is like, from the source. All right. Nice one. How do you personally feel about, all these things going on?
It started with this gentleman named called Scratch.
Okay. That's the whole divorce.
The whole divorce
started with him.
Started with him. So there was a time I was in the house and I noticed he has moved and he has resigned from the company.
Was he living in the house with them?
Yes, we were all living. It was me, Scratch, my sis, then Mr. Richard. the four of us, and then the security guy. He did mention, my sister even mentioned to me, we went out sometime, then he actually told me this is what the husband proposed to her, to give her 2 million. That is 2 million, that $2 million or so. Then
$2 million.
2 million, then a car, then the house.
For what?
She said she wanted a divorce. Like she wanted them to break up.
She wanted a divorce
because she said the husband has been cheating.
Okay.
You know, and I got to know was Crash that was feeding her with this whole lies. Mr. Richard has been having an affair with this person. Mr. Richard has been having an affair with that person. And this whole person is a close friend. If I say a close friend, like, Wafana saying in Burma.
So when he was feeding her the information, didn't he add like proof, like pictures, chats, videos, those things?
There was nothing like, it was a verbal like conversation, and there was nothing like me the picture we be my phone and say this picture na me try and in the me so anyway
right. So another thing that we're hearing was that your sister funded his education those days, like it be she will paying school fees and things.
For that,
what do you know about that?
For that, honestly speaking, I don't know anything. Ever since many of I don't know, mean say she did that. If not recently, now this thing came out and cause issue case nearby and all, but can say like, okay, I founded this person, Mr. Richard Nyamakwe in school and all that. You know. I cannot mean him.
Don't
mean him that.
But you know she didn't complete, like she didn't school after SHS.
She went to UPSA and she dropped out.
She dropped out?
Yes.
You don't know why she dropped out?
For that reason, I don't know why she dropped out.
Yesterday, they did some Space B.
Oh, I saw come.
I think it was your cousin who was speaking.
She's not my cousin. I don't know her.
But they said it's.
I don't know her, honestly.
The person says your sister's cousin. Your sister's cousin is your cousin.
I don't know her, honestly.
You don't know her?
I don't know her from anywhere.
Okay. Another thing that we heard, people are saying Mr. RNAQ is not taking care of his kids, and that his kids are going to school in Bolt, and he's not taking care of them. His kids are your nephew and nieces,
yeah.
Right? Do you have a personal relationship with them?
Oh, yes. I do have a personal relationship with them.
To the best of your knowledge, how is their living condition like?
Okay. It's okay. Perfectly okay. They're not lacking anything. They are okay.
So the narrative on the internet of them suffering
lie.
And he's not taking care of them and stuff.
How are they suffering? They are with her within a period of the week. Then the weekend, they go to spend the weekend with their dad.
Okay.
So they are perfectly okay.
Throughout your time where you were living with them in the house at Dansoman, before like the divorce and everything, before you left the house, did you ever witness Mr. Richard being like abusive or physically attacking your sister?
I have never seen him physically attacking her before.
What about verbally?
But like I said, they quarrel.
Okay, so when they are quarreling, the other one...
That one is normal. So like they say what they have to say.
But it never graduates from verbal
to physical. No.
Okay. If she's watching this video right now and you have one advice for her, this is your camera. If you can look into her eyes and tell her something as a brother, what will you tell her? That's your camera. Just look inside. Talk to Joanna.
Tell her that she should stop listening to whoever is feeding her information. The person has already caused her harm. I don't blame her. Anything that she will say, anything that she will say.
Talk to her, so don't say I don't blame her. Say,
yes.
I don't blame you.
I don't.
Like,
I don't blame
camera.
you as
are
a
talking
one.
to your sister.
But at the end of the day, who I blame is what's his name? Scratch.
Okay.
Because if Scratch wasn't in this picture, I can boldly tell you everything would have been perfect.
There was another allegation that aside him feeding her the information, she was also having an affair with him. That one too is there. How true is that?
That one I heard, but I never witnessed it.
Okay.
There are circumstances I've seen them, like, having conversation together. There are circumstances sometimes I see him around Scratch Place, because if this was my room, this is Scratch room. We're just opposite. So sometimes he just pass by, sometimes come into my room, we talk. There are sometimes like he goes to Scratch room and have conversation with Scratch. Okay. But after everything that happened, they were still talking. They still meet up to talk and all that.
But for the affair there, you can't say that.
See, I saw, but I've seen them together, but I can't see I've seen them having an affair somewhere before.
Okay.
Because to the extent, probably to the extent that when he moved, he went to stay somewhere around Shafkev. Then, when he moved to that place, there was, a conversation going on, like they see my sister, visiting him and all that. I think he got to know, then they moved from that place to a different place. So to say how sure I am that there was something going on, I don't really know. But them meeting up, I know that probably they've been meeting up. I know they've been meeting up. But for what reason they've been meeting up, I don't really know.
You don't know. Interesting. Okay.
Awelo. Aujourd'hui solo fait qubit ologana. Chese qubit eye nuya nene Ghana. But yane Ay. Awelo. So ko to say obi abodwe hia. Fa wo abodwe se no. Ekobolik busumtwimu na twen. Security guy owo eye omo dance man efie ho no. Ono nso ede ne nsem bi abetu dwa na ono kura de no kura snap wo bodua sesa asem o ka no. So oboa eye nananom nsamanfo enini ni. E pa cho yen hwe sa video no. Ye ba ye bie phone lines na tum. Let us discuss. Tetteh bro for say discuss. Let's discuss it. Yanko.
Fianu say. Masa so fianu. Masa so fianu. Ya bi fianu na ma wo. Uwa afe usi fianu say. Masa so fianu. Wo dia Johnny say. Johnny say, sure. Fianu asu. Firehouse. Mi bo chata mo so. Ya see then Bimland. Dambium. Joanna, you say bra befa wo fie. Ya bra Joanna bra befa wo fie. Sane ni ba ma we ni. Ye ishina ni sho ake. Ni ba ma we sane. Anu kwale. Ya Mr. Kwe shian. Mr. Kwe wife shian. 10 years ni. Ishami ni wo yo ye shian ni hu say Mr. Kwe ordinary isabia we wa jimi we ya say they be me community sada Mr. Kwe and his wife ye fine pa inti Mr. Kwe to me to kwan and Mr. Kwe to me jai wo feel Mr. Kwe ni ndan for be power of feel no Mr. Kwe to kwan Mr. Kwe to me jai me na wa jai ni dan for no feel no inti wo sa na to kwa kakra be mu sa to kwa na be mu no na Mr. Danfo Mr. Kwe adanfo no no di Mr. Kwe wife no hihye ho nti dia no be ye ti say kasa any mami no Mr. Kwe wife no nwa aduani onwa wa che and odro odi adro go mi ma Mr. Kwe e ma Mr. Kwe ko das meet 2 weeks 2 days nti omo say mo be ku Mr. Kwe but nyaminti mi bo Mr. Kwe nwuda nyaminti bo Mr. Kwe wuda e ba no sa no omo ni hwe om be ye ne ba no se sa dia Mr. Kwe wife ni Mr. Kwe be jana Mr. Kwe wife no some Mr. Kwe japade ni na onyami so mbe boni nti sa we no na esida afe guy no say Mr. Kwe adam for say we tukwa say Mr. Kwe tukwa na guy no akọ Mr. Kwe wife o top o no be Mr. Kwe wife no shisho nti dia mi kan wadan so ma anu sami boy mi in some way go from sami boy mi in some way go from adeti obi kra na de na mu pese mu ana je mu pese mu Mr. Kwe na mu ji Mr. Kwe dia no anywhere ade maybe minister in the tia na first na me washika my boss but strategy political ma strategy policy boss ya show man strategy no lobia me go was catch bomb was catch strategy boss strategy no bia one step away no when you master me bo fa put them fa put no tram you first na me bo no strategy and strategy to me do asa na wa bre strategy no e wan strategy no first no sa pepe na Mr. Kwe fan send me na a free Mr. Kwe echi na ko bie Mr. Kwe aduma no bi na we echi na me na police chi na strategy mami pa boss to sa boss Mr. Wo boy achi mi ba no say nti boss su ya ni papa na boss call police station ko yi afi boss fast track say ni who is that boss fast track say ni no now searching Tetteh boss say onya boss tabi away up so onya boss go che way up so onya boss ji an bedroom sa na search esa ko bia oduma no bi start showing come out iti start who shaja we no na ye me bo obi na aduma waji me bo obi wife so waji adan second Mr. Kwe wife to me manu ya to me manu 40,000 to me to fendi to peda any paboa ya to me manu 40,000 biom body to Gucci and to peda fi onu mu dia fi onu mu onya shi me si mi ama me si Mr. Kwe bear sheet Mr. Kwe bossa na fe second se you are me si Mr. Kwe anka kasani wife 30 pounds nani no underwear but nani nyina Mr. Kwe on but Mr. Kwe the wife ni but nti se me ka Mr. Kwe they na wife amam Mr. ni pants na me si na Mr. Kwe say o feel anya shu Mr. Kwe don wife nti Mr. Kwe don wife nti na me si Mr. Kwe wife ni Mr. Kwe wife on anya shu market kwa meko market kwa meko market nti boy no to me read Mr. Kwe say me want Mr. Kwe kwa aduma pena boy no afri aduma aba fie aba de bo Mr. Kwe wife no nti sa obi gina nche na o to be ka say Mr. Kwe insure wife there me din say we go for money pakuru no so abi so gina mechi no o ka say Mr. Kwe insure wife na Mr. Kwe abu no wife that there me din say we go for money pakuru no me hu say me Mr. Kwe di nsa aka ni wife da almost 10 years ni 10 years ni me hu say Mr. Kwe di nsa na aka ni wife da ana me hu say bo Mr. Kwe aka say wo yin waji mi say ni dey bi me wo mi hu bi da Mr. Kwe don wife pa inti sa why you know no mudi gu wa che no pese Mr. Kwe ngu no mu fa Mr. Kwe nyama na Mr. Kwe to me na Mr. Kwe nya ngu nu inti na mu pese sa the voice no be mu wa che no omudi poison gu wa che no person Mr. Kwen it's a man side force no it's a vigilant channel can say Mr. Kwen shani ba Mr. Kwen say side pa kun dia me din san ku for mama we see who Mr. Kwen ajai ya court ya di sure fear han na ma wo wa afa we see fear no say ni say masa social fear no wo dia shani say Firehouse. I mean, what you're so you see there, Bimland. Damn, Joanna, you say, Brother, for fear. Ya, Joanna, Brother, for fear.
Well, my main be phone lines in tum na fi obi anche na adwen cause it's small offer. Small 054-636-2359. Hi. 054-636-2359. Wait me afraid. WhatsApp normal call wait my friend. Wait my friend Nafi. Also Abasubi. Listen, for account brandy detail and worshiper say if I'm being real and playing with my viewers, then scratch no akoye or no na otuam yi scratching the tua de ni nyina mu sisi asem no scratching the tuam finfin sisi ni nua no ese there are times your ba ni nua wo say Richard niama kwa nua kura de anke different. But oba na or pray for a bigger settlement in no ani nua say there are times oba ni timi kwhye scratch them ho. Even time I scratch ni eje adwuma no free ho koye no. Wo kɔ no kɔsra no ho wo ba bia wo danso man sharp curve ho. E ma si abrante no hu se ho aliki no abrante na gipe wo free sa hood mo. Ehu nyame mo ehu ban why be ma pie so akopɛ kakra ba fie enne one na busuafo aba bedie no bi pram ne yere den enne esi otomo kwa adwuma ne ani were because one kwa unye ska okonso edi were nti se wo be yede otomo kwa adwuma ne no yere nda kakra na kan ne yere nna keke na where from so o fa adwene po se upese uyi ni free wi ase kura aka ho stories yi nyina de yen na wugidi 054-636-2359 054-636-2359 stories ni nyina de abubo ni nyina den na wugidi wo de yen mu share that with us 054-636-2359 especially on just this story on RNAQ there. Where do you stand? Where do you stand on this issue? No kwenya mianim ne if evidence ewo ho a be support to poisoning there. I strongly believe RNAQ should walk out of this without even any form of settlement. So evidence wo ho to support sadie we are. There was a Richard free idea we move without any form of settlement. In fact, the lady should be jailed. Sally is only coming in from Team Legal Wife and Team Side Chick. And I want Sally free bar. That is not the case here. Do we assure say Bema part any oba tenana sum onyana sum dua obesa da akwa akofa Bema oba fofra na for what? Na susu ampa mpo se Bema ekwa akofa oba fofro mpo a. Aka mamrem ni Ghana for ya mamrem minim traditional friends saying any form of traditional year frowning upon a man having 2 or 3 wives minim se bi o ho a. Me Christianity which is not ours. Because Christianity enye dia obi esum no de breye. But traditionally Bema ho kwan so be ware oba mienu ana miensa meboa. De hia no so obehwe omu nyina do omu nyina pepepe ana meboa. Ye nananom ye omu wi. Dabi. Enti me busa biemu. Problem ni free. If not say because in some no me see ye nyina ni eni ho me na me ni ho. Mo nso na mu ni ho. Ge ni nua Bema se. Scratch na ne de ade ne bae. Gate man security nso so say scratch no ene de it scratch no o se unua pie so okwa adwuma. Oni nyina atimi pie o ade am yansa ma ya ama obi ohoro so wakasa. Opododo sa wakasa. Omu nyina atimi pie frifie. Omu duru adwuma mu anu wadane ne ho aba na one we ne yira abeda kakra. Enti sa no adwono wo ne da ya awia no scratch nso ne beda. Vampires and bloodsuckers. Shelley 12 was saying, I don't believe any. There's more to it. Share your thoughts. 05 for me. What number na number no two screen so. Na fi yonko 0546362359. But one thing can be established tonight. Say, dear Sally Kase RNAQ enhwe mano wrong. RNAQ enhwe mano eno de wrong. Because Obana nkasa nua Bema aba bichiri mi se omboa nye no kure. There's more to the story. In fact, ni nua Bema ni believe say obi na otutu nsem gu ni nua ba na so. Obi na kan nsem kire no. Nti ni nua ba na onye steady. RNAQ nsem no me be si ase. Maybe phone lines na tum so. Oba true anu anso abekire wadwen pacho se eyi ne ba na ade atoso ma me nko TGM hu sensem no kakra na se me nko Poria speech okay, I'll wrap up with TGM ma me nko Poria speech go Poria speech nsem no do so kakra Poria speech ekọ so Saturday ewo Good Park ewo Accra Mall nchenwa Cramon Chenwana Porial speech Ekoso a event be akoso 3 years successfully koso back to back for 3 years and this year boy oh boy me nko biada but amanfo chiremo amusi this year de ebro other 2 years nyina so mebo amusi say die say the agency. Does he bought in NA CEO for Porial speech or no a program no. Na a year event no saw performances from Kim Promise Paradise and Sonia Juati Koho. Hey, shouts going out to DJ Phantom. Also say so Phantom a cookie or nice. I mean, so many things happen there. Now a year event seeks to bring buyers and sellers together. That's the idea. It creates a common grounds where commerce, people can buy, people can sell, people can exchange contacts. There's a lot of social networking going on. some of the wonderful scenes that we saw on our social media timelines, and that is all because of a young lady, 22-year-old, who decided to pitch or bring together buyers and sellers using her influence. And it happened at the Good Park. Also, major traffic. Ewo nkran. Now, this Good Park, baby, a cramo on chain. That means the traffic in and out of Tetteh. Yusu Tetteh motorway no esochi here. In fact, Tetteh motorway no esochi sa kodru La Paz. In a video that I chanced on. Into from a year roundabout no so overhead no. Eko sa akosi La Paz. All the lanes. Unim say sa lane N1 road na eko no. 3 lanes o. Eko adru baby ana 2, edru baby ana be 3. Me pacho 3 ni nyina abo masiye. Baby 2 ne de na 3 na abo ma 2 de. Okoka ho asem say. Ni nyina abo ma. Na Porias speech ekoso no. Na ho sensem bebre nso ye den. Ekoso because baby Yesu ene na so abofo be hia no. Ehwa anso sasabonsam timi ko Tetteh no afi ono so ye den. Odi nkwa asem kakrakra. Enti incident bi o ha record ya manfo bi a wantua sika ni bi to be there o. Enso no tenchen no ye marketing. Wantua sika ni bi. The stand, the cost for a stand, na 10,000 Ghana cedis. 100 million. 100 million. And na any scan. 100 million. Obi antua bi. And wa said I could create a low stand. I want for you so my dream oba pa o. So that video na there to so my man for no marry. Oba pa wantua bi. And of so ye no ho a low stiff mind. And a man for be pan say, "Hey, usika we. Wantua bi. So free haneko." Anya no pe. Oh, one video na a friend is saying, lady no so call ho no. Unya escapa. Your friend saying Sarah Lawson on not otonde. Oh, so unya escapa, so unya do pa. Oh, yeah, interesting scenes. Niama koso. Niama koso pa, niama koso. Program ni there. I think say we outgrow even Good Park. As we outgrow at the end. Who say Juma de oh yeah now ko enim girl na ko enim pa. I think say was say omu biem kese. Omu biem kese pa. She's outdone herself. Now Dr. Like you go stage you. Who's that video no so? Oh, like you go stage or so ko announce so ni show no ye no UK no. We hoping see benya Dr. Like ni na din komo. Then kura biom na wo ho. Oh, here for ne educator so shia ho. Wahu. Oh. Sa wo video no. Oh. Oh, fatuzo. Wow. And the two shall be one. Well, so na unimomo a. Mame run commentary kakra ma we. Hayford ne de o black no. And a educator no and a share black down skirt tintin black na wash a friend say blouse no. But in actual fact no chairman for mienu na ehia o. Nokia and some mienu no. Broskis na ehia nti so hu a omnyina chairman for takum for mema mienu na edi nkomo sisi chairman ba ko na Reverend boni trim. Yeah, that's our broski. Yeah. Only educator nti boss for mienu na omashia sa no. Yeah, se Clark it. Yeah. Kimpoluro ni Kimpoluro ye. Dio. Hey. Chama for su pie wa se bebre o. Fa chama for no su gusu. Chama. Chama. Hey. Ha, bosu for nko o. Boko biri. I'm a PU. It's a good time to be alive. It's a good government. If I cast my mind back to time I that's a time I eat me PU program be say pa. Now kwayela be say umefi. I D Wills, Archbishop Duncan Williams, and about D Wills and so by. And Zukobi. Sunday onye bia. There be onye bia o. Onye bia on the on pair. If for no boss for no na. Represented large pa. And I think this year the some of the exciting things that I've seen so far the music aspect of it, how artists they pull you up to support yeah, be pull you up on. Oh really? I never knew. Some cool business last year kid. Oh, then that's nice. Wow. Oma support to girl pa. Oma support to girl pa. And I have girl no so me sure so also support to guys, It's nice. It's a nice event. However, unim say event be so one announce so kakra. Some of the announcements happen here. FDA any GRA for so PM ho. Say no omo hwe na omo hwe system na cause omo say kai. Me yen check one or two be good park omra. Inti FDA FOPM ho na information enya say FDA for kofa amanfo bia na moton product bia enye registered omukwachi amanfo bi ho so video na betime de ato so ewo ho. You remember say last year, was it last year or last 2 years no and in fact any day omukọ Dosi na ankasa so. And I think she escaped, but for na entimi escape. Boys na bosu for no we mashkino. Yeah, oh yeah, chairman for the almost 10-bedroom house. You from say Mitch Brothers. Your chairman for me, no. Omo de ye pa omo no. Nyam fa money nchen. I'm from Bonington. Minim the entire mystery, but Sassy ni be see me through my ana mystery. As a no mote van muno. But I mean just I mean just that we come with him. Me pacho enye Mr. Please. Before I continue, Mami's ready woman and MP. Mami's ready woman. Hey! Okay. Yeah, young queen. GRA for so PM home pacho ya na o de GRA ne for no so ya kan FDA for asem yanka GRA for and so asem GRA for so PM ho to make sure say of every year abeton bia no tax e wo say utua wo ho no watua enti no omo ko ekoye operation ho. Now it takes me back to the accounting that I did on my other editorial. I was trying to look at the business prospect of being at a Yaporial speech. Now, there's one amazing thing that is happening that I've heard about. I cannot confirm or deny, but mate. 7 days ni bit me kan hu bom ebia nipa 4. No mo dia o ma tua 10,000. O ma che 10,000 no ma tua. No ma je 10. Now if you ask me, that makes it more reasonable. Because here nipa 5 no be tua 2,000 ni aje 10 na. It makes it like commercially, it makes it very, very viable for us to be there. But then for it to be more profitable, I will see and you say a ton product back, I will say be a ton product that complement each other. I hope you understand. And I say totally different from each other. Otherwise, we will be competing at the same space because tent and so a own a tent EB 20 by 20. I just say 20 by 20. Be a 12 by 12 and I be sir. Tent on a tent EB. No one maki ni bi. It is a meche bayre now so chikele wila error. You get it? Me ton 40 de also ton 40 de error. So to get 5 people selling different products and also problem kakra den ewo ho. But anyway, it's neither here or there. It is about the success of the event that I want to put out there. And also chip in some education. Kakra. Say now, unim se okwa event bi say ya FDA for ebetima ba ho. So make sure say product bi a ode ko bia no e registered. Wo ho tumi, wo ho krata se obetime di aton. I've seen people on social media saying that Dorsey should be held liable for a friend is saying a near manner FDA for BCZ unregistered product FDA for BCZ or Obi obedwini say bia sebi wadwini mu no ana wunye obi a unim nyansa Dorsey obem say onu de oye ni program and also beton ade when I was so to me who say no product amede kwa mekoton no sebe expire because Ghana mremu no FDA ne kura to me so be protect the citizens of this country from eating and not consuming any product that is potentially harmful to them. Inti FDA aba no abehu se product na wo de aba ho no enya wo se Dorsey ni mom ko tuaka wabodam na Dorsey na kofa asa product ne ba ho ona kofa bai no obemwe hin ono sasem we no obemwe. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any form of sense. So if you are pushing for sa agenda they actually forgetting let's leave that one aside. Now, with respect to tax, you should know that you are living in a country where at an event like this, just so you know, said the program no aye big akwakodru no. Every state agency will be there to make sure, say, the right thing is being done. Program be say and know that you are going to pay tax. Into your mathematics here year. As it stands now, taxes are 12.5 12.5 or so. Just know that 12.5% of whatever you are going to earn towards tax. Because GRA will be there. The boys in blue, they will be there. Timpacho Fasadi will trim. Other than that, I think they had a very, very successful event. I think it's high time Abinebe getting involved in this in a positive way to make this the biggest on the face of the African continent. Because with support, I believe this lady can actually be big pass on support be big. She can bring in traders from other countries to come and also display their products here. We can use her as a gateway of also pushing our products to other countries. Maybe you hear the trace on the surface. You hear the track of fan say, oh, mono, crabby, no many or may be Debbie. Maybe you hear the track. Maybe from the deeper perspective. Sadly, we are why 3 years a country be and no and come abina be so no mu ana obi investor kesi be be so ade no apija ade no. And later Ghana will be fighting to buy space there to go and exhibit its product. Now Dubai Expo no always everything. Ghana for it me koto slot going to sell Ghana. Yet me koto slot was South Africa Expo bi ho. We are going to sell Ghana there. But we have a Ghanaian who has actually done this thing 3 times. I didn't need to mean beginning up Emma other countries to stand and sell their stuff here. Near NGO more tax. Why can't we do that? And now why oba ninti? And now so moye Gen Z nintia. We don't see it. Well. Sometimes yeah, and you say be you are just born in the wrong country. Baby a wo to ye no. Intia. Nanka no kure nyame anim nie. State agencies are a move call FDA near yom ko CZ products ni nyina no kure nyame anim nie. They could have avoided all this. Do you know why? Check them before they put the product there and don't make it a fanfare. Do you know that the official account of the FDA posted this? Do you know that they posted it? The official account of FDA, Food and Drugs Authority, posted it. Pacho, message ben a person send it across. Say girl ni program no. Omotonton fake product or and I say omotonton registered product or. Mind you, first one na mesre no. Mesre because of how the Mitch brothers were looking in the bus. Na so omotitem somewhere and the name is. But even with that, they made it to the news. I hope you know that. Okay. The FDA account SL posti BM. What do you want to achieve? FDA for ya, move to Makoho. Some program that started in 12. 8. Okay. FDA or from our machi 6. And I said the day before. Me pacho be a product or the baby I say a consumable near pass through us before you set up. And I'm a boy. Monfa product remember try and sanama set it up and let them know that you will still be monitoring. So muko free baby no the bar, you still be monitoring. Mochi oma, you are not going to publicize hard way because you want the program to go on. Without the program, come on on that Saturday. So I hope you know that. But by publishing it, and you're open a post you TV3 account to post is well. So the TV3 account is supposed to. It's a big dent on the image. I think we can do better as a group of people. Listen, the girl is really doing something amazing. We can do better. Make us the same way because it's a baby company. And I've run my event that. I've run similar events. And better. Enye bete. Huh? Me say, enye bete. Obebre papa to put up an event of that level, of that magnitude. Obebre. I think we need to support her. Going in that Rambo style with pictures and videos circulating, yes, easy. Yeah. It is the right thing that you're doing. No cranny say who protect citizens. Yes, it's the right thing. But at cost to Bain. At cost to Bain. Cost ha nipa krona oye program. If you don't like the program and you don't want the program to go on, you can just call Good Park. Government can just call Good Park and tell them some get away program and it's simple. But anyway, my friends here. FD assembly there. No krenya me anim there. Me dem hu ni say yakwa so obi wa FDA wa on again no problem. And omu moves bia towards girl na akwa say ye pese a good show no. Unya last year in part to so anka mani beje pa said na match brothers ni te inside on. And they still na mystery. How no mute inside? I mean, how? It made it to the TV3 news in the evening. Me boy, I'm catch him some boy. What do you want to achieve? Offer, I'm fancy and I'm running what? TGMA, young so quick. TGMA for so many venue for a year event I because a year TGMA 27. Of course on the 9th of May. 9th of May nebe so baby ebe ni program nebe baso. But venue na oh. Program nebe baso. But baby ebe no. A problem. Backtracking a little bit. Foreign Affairs Ministry in only Accra International Conference Center. 27th of March 2026, yeah, no information by said they are closing down for renovation of the Accra International Conference Center. When him said there are 2 domes there. There's one on this side and there's one on the other side. Left hand side, the one that heads towards Stadium, no, the Aben Stadium, no. It used to be the former venue for Ghana Music Awards. Mako event, Ghana Music Awards several times. So. And then now it has been moved to the new one. That is the Grand Arena. Issues surrounding it is because of construction works, access to Grand Arena. No. In fact, it's possible for them to use it. So now they are being forced to focus on a year. A friend is saying Palms Convention. That's the Palms Convention Center. They're all a Palm. That's the Palms Convention Center. They are being forced to go. Now, because of the capacity of that dome, no, ain't mean funny park is here. Now they would have to cut down on so many things, including accreditation for media men, artists and their entourage. They will cut down on so many things because relatively. The Accra International Conference Center or the Grand Arena gave them much more bigger space for them to organize the event by giving them the State House as a car park where they will chauffeur artists, in a grand style and put them on the red carpet. They gave them options. But baby, don't take it from me. Let's watch this video. Mr. Robert Clark, he is the PR for Tetteh House on a UTV United Showbiz Empress Gifty Edin Komo. Let's watch it. Yabaya upon.
Maybe a binding of the land back. So let me put it that way. But the people say a contractual agreement almost almost should say it to be either renewed with terms and finalized and all the engagements with respect to that particular partnership, private and public partnership. So at the end of the day, that is the contract that they are looking to finalize. But the American say, in addition to that, because of that closure of the, I think you are unable to go to the place if you have nothing doing there. So many nights won't be as it stands. What we are looking forward is, yes, to answer your question, the venue is available, plug and play. You bet me up host this year for your program without having any problem whatsoever. So that particular place is available, it's functional, everything is on point, the system is maybe come that it can work. That's the situation as it is.
Me pacho se me tie wa me te wa seminase o pacho say ye fa ne say aban ka say mon yenye TGMA this year e wo ho a. Is it possible say bibi e wo ho bia structure bi e wo bia ye okay for us to go in and do our what? So a honey there Grand Arena is solid, but because
Grand Arena is solid.
Okay, it's
solid and ready and we can use it.
Any important any sadia apart from my I want to ask you, do we have any alternative? Siena Grand Arena.
So Grand Arena, obviously we have to look for an alternative. Currently our plan B for this is the Palms Convention Center. What we have done from the event perspective, we have activated the plan B on the billboard, so that we share billboards so connected to the program now. But we say the venue is the Palm Convention Center, so that's what it is right now. But I know your plan B. What I'm saying that is that word from sector minister responsible for the Grand Arena space. I think that's the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. My information said, we can go ahead. If they say that, we will move ahead to go to Grand Arena to do it, rather than where we are. Because also the Grand Arena, if you were to move from Grand Arena to the Palms Convention Center, the first thing they say, the scope drops. The capacity of Grand Arena, based on what we do, 3,500. So local pumps are over 2,500. So there's 1,000 drop, immediately. And usually the stage 9 engagement is quite big. So it's possible that they even have to go down further. That would affect the number of people in terms of guests are going to be invited. And also affected the number of people who can attend from the perspective of media. So media accreditation will also drop heavily. So affected the general public now about tickets to come to the venue. So ABI has on tickets for 300 or 200 people. Then another drop it to maybe about 50 or 100, I don't know. So those are the calculations. And so there's going to be that impact. So there are few technical things that we are used to, different routes for entry and exit that allows artists to be able to move in different portions and all of that. There are quite a number of them, into the car parking space, because usually we have the opportunity to say they use it, the Parliament House forecourt space. That helps in terms of, planning and then clear demarcation of the place and all of that. So the conference center, Grand Arena, is plan A, and in terms of what we are trying to activate, a plan B. But we are saying that our preferred place is the conference center. And that is where our heart is. So we are hoping that, if nothing at all, the partnership between the government and then the partnership between the sister company, if it's not even going to be extended to Kapona, we are saying that we will be grateful to have at least the Ghana Music Award held there on the 9th of May, because 9th of May is just around the corner. And so, 9th of May, will be extremely happy, because obviously, even though it's a private relationship, it has a national and an international angle. National because yes, it affected at large over our country, and internationally, we know that it's one of the greatest efforts that we have within the culture of music in Ghana. And that is what we're looking at.
Yenya show by any venue. Show no the yenya by any venue. Radindom Waye. There are people who are saying, and I saw Abraham Owe on the show say for 26 years, say TGM scheme no any omo venue the year eventer. That means omo sebi quote and unquote omo serious. I'm of a different school of thought. And you know that the Palms Convention Center is for them, right? You know it's for Charterhouse, right? Yes. Well, at least that's what my information source is telling me. That the Palms Convention Center is baby a Charterhouse for Ensa Wumubi. But yemfan tunchen. Capacity of Palms Convention Center, any that of the Grand Arena, enyepe. 2, as an event company, you are not obliged, and now you are not under any form of, how do I put it? Yenye chinchine trying say also a venue. We get it. Ne bro for na pese me ya emma no. Nye chinchine trying say also a venue. Event organizers do was saying and Ghana has your more venue. As in they own the venue. Event organizers do was saying. So argument na mean TSE because Ghana Music Awards once a year into or koto asase the venue asiso and then or the amount rent when they are not in operation. Is that what you are trying to say? What exactly is the point? Am I saying say any private businesses only venues around? No, that is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that say obeka say omo akurifu and I said they've not done well by not having a venue, not there. Because in event organizers bia wo venue oni and one venue or Ghana ha. Hey, any venues but also pa. Meboa. Anyway, so that's the information. Grand Arena information Kesiena ne women on the 27th of March. And this is from Ghana Times. So the government of Ghana closes International Conference Center for renovation. And it happened on the 27th of March 2026. So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced the temporary closure of the Accra International Conference Center with immediate effect. In a public announcement issued on the 27th of March 2026, the ministry said the closure is to allow for planned renovation works aimed at improving safety and ensuring the long-term use of the facility. It explained that the decision is part of efforts to maintain the center and provide better services to the public. The ministry, however, did not indicate when the facility will be reopened, stating that the date will be communicated in due course. The picky war Robert Clark interview me say venue ne dey active, but because of say a directive from the foreign ministry into that whole place is inaccessible. If said directive bus is here so they will find a way to use that place, and I said they can use the Grand Arena, not the Accra International Conference Center, of which a whole crowd can use Grand Finance event in Bida. So this is the information I have for you tonight. Maybe see us here never wrap up and you did your time nimpa. Na mada obia obai bia behwe bia mado bia se. My phone number is no way. One of my phone number is number. Okay. Infancy I see na mreno create because I'm a pick course ebe kweche. Bebe de obi biase. Thanks a lot for staying with us from yesterday the 8:30 8:30 ababi 11:15 and kaka nanki twembe you asemi. Ya de obi biase Shelly 12 mehu Pro Star 7 is esimi ana isem asemi ko wedin you hi squad ni nyina more online me Charlie, thanks a lot for joining us. You be share on the flip side. I see a street is watching. Every DJ Slim production. By Nana Tremor 36. Of course, man like Mike and Azil. And so can any of the show we ever bring. We be share on flip side.